A journey begins with one small step. It doesn't matter how hard you hit, whether you win or lose. What matters is that you have a common goal. And to reach that goal, it takes a band of brothers acting as one. Every week, we come together to witness these gladiators of the gridiron pour their heart and soul onto the field. This is Wendy's Friday Night Rivals on MyTV WQMY.
Welcome to Lakeland High School and the start of the 2017 high school football season. Tonight, it's an Upper Valley rivalry as the Chiefs from Lakeland entertain the Cougars from Valley View. Good evening, everyone. I'm Bob Ide, and welcome to the 9th season of live local sports here on MyTV WQMY. My partner in the booth tonight, Chris Kaharski from NDPAfootball.com. And Chris, last year's game went to overtime. Lakeland pulled it out. But this year, at the start of the season, there's a lot of question marks on both sides.
Yeah, but both teams lost some very good players from graduation. That was a key victory for Lakeland last year. Really set off with one of Jeff Wasilchuk's best seasons here in a long time. In fact, they only lost to one team all season. It was a competitive game last year. I expect the same, but they're going to have some young players step up tonight.
Time now to check out our Beston's Auto Spotlight players. First up for Valley View, linebacker, the leading tackler from last year, Sam Pitzman.
When you are a defensive coordinator, a head coach, Sam Pitzman is the kind of kid you want in the heart and soul of that defense. He's smart football-wise. He's physical. He's in the middle around the ball all the time. That sets the tone for Valley View's defense. He did it last year. I expect even better things from Sam this year.
On Lakeland's side, they return their starting quarterback, Nico Perino.
You could tell last year in the Valley View game that Nico was actually going to be a difference maker for the Chiefs, and he was all year long. He's a veteran now. He's got to be the leader on offense because they lost a lot of offensive weapons, but he's going to be throwing the ball around the field. Don't let Jeff Wasilchuk fool you. He's going to let his quarterback make plays.
It's a beautiful night for high school football here at Chapman Lake, and let's take a look at the weather forecast now as we head to check out Mike Linden from the Fox 56 News, first at 10.
And now a peek at your weather with the Friday Night Rivals forecast. It is going to be chilly out there tonight, folks. Temperatures dropping into the low 50s. So if you brought a jacket with you on the way to the game, you are going to need it. It is going to be chilly out there with calm winds, which certainly could have made things colder if we had some, but otherwise a calm but chilly evening. Bob, back to you.
Thanks, Mike. Chris, you all set?
We're ready. I love this first week of the season. You always have goosebumps even when you're not playing anymore, Bob.
Starting lineups and the opening kick are next.
This is Friday Night Rivals on MyTV WQMY.
The Valley View Cougars take the field 7-5 a year ago, and here come the home team, the Chiefs from Lakeland. 10-2, they lost in the District 2 AA Finals. We are back for Friday Night Rivals from Chapman Lake and Lakeland High School. The Cougars taking on the Chiefs. 37th meeting between these two teams that neighbor each other, and to give us a sense of the history, let's go down to Aaron Dugan.
Hey Bob, great to be here. I'm so excited for this year on MyTV WQMY. As you mentioned, this is going to be a fantastic game because it is such a rivalry, the two school districts bordering up against each other. So it's bound to be a great game. We're going to take a look now at a graphic about what these teams did in the last few years. Last year was a nail biter. Lakeland just winning 13-12 in overtime. So revenge going to play a factor tonight. Valley View won in 2015 and 14, but close games, 12-0, 14-7. 2013, Lakeland won by forfeit, and 2012, Valley View won 19-14. Before that, Lakeland won 3 straight. So, Bob, you really never know what is going to happen in these rivalry type of games, but I'm looking forward to it for sure.
Thanks, Aaron. And yes, there's a lot of question marks. We talked about that, Chris, coming in. But when you start out with a rival, can it heat up a little bit? Can that overtake maybe some of the deficiencies you might have early on in the season?
Yeah, I think so. These two teams are very familiar with each other, so there's a lot of personal rivalries, I think, as well. And if you looked at those scores, Bob, what was common about them? Very low-scoring games, very defensive battles. I think that's a sign of intensity that you see in a rivalry game, and you can see that again tonight.
Lakeland won the toss. They deferred to the second half. That means we'll see the Cougars of Valley View and their offense that averaged 22 points per game last year, and they do return their quarterback, Chris, in Chandler Fuller.
Fuller's a multi-purpose quarterback. He can throw the ball. He's actually a very good runner, and I think you're going to see him have some planned runs here tonight by Coach George Johansson, the offensive coordinator, Mike Barrett. They know he's athletic, and they know he can make plays, and I think they're going to give Fuller that chance here tonight.
So Billy Good tees it up for the Chiefs of Lakeland. He's a sophomore. Back to receive is number 12, Jaden Duplessis, and Chase Combs, number 15. Always windy here up at Chapman Lake. A bit of a breeze coming through, but a beautiful sunny afternoon, and we are ready for the 2017 high school football season. And we are underway. Duplessis from his 13. Picks up blocks. Good return by the junior. The Cougars will start their first series of the season at the 35. Here now, your Toyota starters. Trayon Jones, second leading rusher from last year, had 6 touchdowns. The receivers, they had to replace some good ones, so we'll see Chase Combs out there. Played mostly defense a year ago. Up front, they're big and strong. A little bit young, but Brian Durkin does return. He was an all-star a year ago. Jones for a couple.
Yeah, I think you're going to see a lot of Trayon Jones tonight. Again, he was their #1 tailback last year. He's a very strong runner, not a big kid, but he really keeps his legs moving. There you see he gets a short gain on first down. It's going to be interesting to watch Lakeland's front to see how they handle that big Valley View front here early in this game.
Lakeland very good on the defensive side a year ago, giving up just 7 points per game. First flag of the night comes in. Jack Loomis, the referee.
And I think we're going to get a hold there right on the outside. You can't grab the shirt, Bob, especially on the outside like that. I think that was Brian Durkin, and it's in clear view, and that's going to bring back what was close to a first down run as they'll penalize the Cougars here 10 yards.
Just one scrimmage now. This is week 0 in the PIAA terms. But just that one scrimmage means there's going to be a lot of penalties maybe tonight and some erratic play.
Yeah, it definitely changed last year. And by the way, Bob, I refuse to call it week 0.
I know you do.
That is ridiculous.
I said it just to get you going.
I know. It's week 1. It's week 1, people.
So Fuller, first time tonight in the shotgun. He can run the ball. He can also throw it, and he gets it out quickly. Combs with a nice return. Now your Toyota starters on defense for the Chiefs of Lakeland. We'll see a freshman in there, but he's going to be a good one. 6'5", 230 C.J. Dupree, where we will hear his name for many years. Linebackers very good. Spatero in there, 17 tackles last year. And the secondary, Pigeons back there, number 27. Back to action. Welcome back, Seth Vernon. Big one inside Chiefs territory, up to the 28.
Well, Vernon could be a difference maker for Valley View, Bob. He's a track star, but he's been injured the last couple of years. Hasn't been able to get on the field. But right there, you saw his explosiveness. He got around that corner, and it was a good push-out block by Swilinski. They made sure he didn't push the kid in the back, but got enough of him, and then you see him break a tackle as well. Vernon could be a very big factor for the Valley View offense this year.
41 yards on that. He averaged, when he did play last year, over 6 yards per carry. Cougars on the move early on. Fuller tucks it in. Great tackle by Pigeon coming up.
That's the first planned run by Valley View with Fuller. I said we're going to see that a lot tonight. I think they want to get everybody involved in the offense, but in the end, I think Fuller will make some plays when they need yardage. That was a nice job, though, by Pigeon. Pigeon's going to be a good one, Bob. Obviously, the family name up here at Lakeland, very familiar. His brother graduated last year. He's going to be a key playmaker on both the sides of the ball.
Fullback, Pittsman up through first down, and the Cougars are in the red zone for the first time.
Well blocked that time by the Valley View front. Again, Sam Pittsman, the returning fullback. You see the quick here, a little trap there. Good job up front by Valley View. That's a play that Coach Awanitz has loved to run since he's been there. He's had some very good fullbacks at Valley View. Pittsman continues that tradition for the Cougars.
Coach Wasilchak worried about his defense and offensive line. They always have big players up here, but they're young this year. Maybe also Valley View might have the more experienced line and the bigger line.
No doubt about it, Bob. That's going to be something concerned for Lakeland as they go through the season.
Jones behind that big line. Huge push up to the 10.
Well, Schmiegel did get there, but a little bit late as Jones found a nice gap. You can see right now the Valley View backs are finding big holes up front, Bob. So I think we're seeing early that Valley View front winning the battle at the line of scrimmage, and that's not surprising about what you just said. Lakeland's going to have to shore that up a little bit. Again, Cougars only thrown one pass so far. They've done everything on the ground besides that one pass.
Jones last year averaged 4.5 per carry, 473 total yards on the season. Seventh play of the drive. Jones with a hurdle up to the 2. First and goal, Valley View.
You couldn't script it any better if you're George Hawanis, except for the holding penalty, but they got the big third down run, and right now Valley View is doing what they wanted to do. They wanted to dictate the pace, they wanted to run the football, and we're seeing that here on this first drive.
Cougars were one of the hottest teams at the end of the year. Did make it to the 4A District 2 final, and Chandler Fuller on the keeper gets the first touchdown of the year for Valley View.
Power football right there, Bob. They line up in a power formation, 2 wings on the right side, and Fuller just follows his center. Connor Judge right up the middle. Nobody really touched him till he was in the end zone. Great drive for Valley View to start the season.
4 minutes exactly off the clock, 7-play, 65-yard drive. Cesarini in for the extra point. Little tip shot, and it was good. So the Cougars open up the season with a big 65-yard drive, and they take a 7-0 lead here in the first.
Battenberg Furniture Store in German has been in business for over 57 years. They can help you design any room in your home with quality furniture at a great price. They sell carpeting, sofas, recliners, love seats, and mattresses. Stop by or call today. Battenberg Furniture Store.
So Coach George Hawanitz, 11th season, happy with the way this started for his Cougars of Valley View. Cougars started 0-3 last year, Chris. They won last 6 of 7. They were probably one of the better teams at the end of the year.
They were very good defensively. I mean, they held Scranton Prep to 14 points last year in a 2-point loss. They held a lot of good teams down. North Pocono only scored 7 of them in the regular season, and they played good football. They just ran into a buzzsaw in that district semifinal, but they had a very good year after the 0-3 start.
Sakati in for the kickoffs. Pooches this one deep. Pigeon takes it from his 10. Up to the 26, and that's where the Chiefs of Lakeland will take over. Now your Toyota starters. Last year, this team averaged 32 points per game. Jake Baird takes over at halfback. Carried the ball just 24 times last year. Receivers, well, we mentioned him a little bit. Pigeon's in there, and Colin Walsh also. He's a junior. Up front, they are young. 2 players back, but Chris Schmiegel, he returns along with Jonathan Nanowitz. the 231-pound junior. So Nico Perino is the starting quarterback, second year. Quick handoff through. Sokolowski, the senior fullback, gets that.
Valley View running a little bit of a different defense this year. They're running a 3-5-3. You don't see that too often. It'll look like a 4-3 sometimes, or a 4-4, I should say. But again, it's just a little bit of a different look for the Cougars here in 2017.
Cougars on defense, 15.4 points per game given up a year ago. Barrett's first carry of the regular season, just about 1 yard.
Lakeland's coming out, Bob. They're setting up in formation, and then they're switching the strength of it, and you can see Valley View read it better that time.
Some more Toyota starters on defense. Swilinski, 54 tackles last year, 15 of those for a loss. The linebackers will list 4, but as Chris mentioned, they do play like a 3-5. Sebastianelli, good job last year, 33 tackles. And in the secondary, watch out for this kid. Boone's in there, and Seth Vernon back. We saw him run the ball pretty well already. Perino's first pass, a wobbler. He gets nailed behind the line of scrimmage. Chiefs will be forced to punt.
Valley View in a zone defense there. They had that route covered, so that's a nice play by Perino, throwing that ball away. 2 Cougars in the neighborhood. And actually, if he looked at the slant pattern, that was open, but he was looking, oh boy, he took a hit too. I'm not sure who that was, but Nico just got rid of that in time and took a big hit.
Sophomore Billy Good, also the punter. High kick, Combs from his own 42. Good running room. They'll start this drive inside Lakeland territory at the 44-yard line.
First and 10 for the Cougars on the 43-yard line.
Combs is going to be a difference maker this year, Bobby. Didn't get much time because of the kids who graduated, the Carey brothers and Jake Osborne, but this year I think you're going to see him be their playmaker.
So Chandler Fuller would score the touchdown underneath center. Pitzman, the big linebacker. Just a couple. Here are your Dominic's Pizza impact players. Chris?
Yeah, Thomas Pigeon, obviously he's only a junior, but Coach Wasilchek thinks he has a chance to be a very good wide receiver here at Lakeland. They've had some good ones in the past. John Nanowitz, probably the best returning offensive lineman. He's going to have to be an anchor for those younger kids and help them along the way over at right tackle. And Anthony Spataro, again, had some playing time last year. He's going to hopefully be their big guy up front.
He's actually the leading tackler coming back, and he just had 17 a year ago. So that's what they needed to replace. On to the outside to a familiar name, and that number 11. That's Dylan Hawanitz, the coach's son. First catch as a varsity player.
Yeah, beautiful throw by Fuller, right on mark. As soon as Hawanitz turned around, he caught the football. Again, a lot of these younger kids are rotating in at wide receiver in the secondary, Bob. Valley View won the freshman title last year. They were undefeated, so they're going to see a lot of different kids line up, and that's good depth to have. Inexperience, but some talent there.
Some great young players on both sides tonight. Fuller, plenty of time. Overthrows Combs back of the end zone.
And it was probably good he overthrew him. Thomas Pigeon had that read all the way. Pigeon was sitting back right at the goal line, and overthrow was the right move by Chandler Fuller. Not much of a chance to complete that pass. So Valley View going to the air back-to-back plays. A little surprising there. I figure they keep still pounding the football because they've had success, but second down, so no panic yet for the Cougars.
Duplessis end around, dragged down, no flag. Couple on that. We'll bring up third down now for Valley View.
And Duplessis didn't get a lot of playing time last year, but Coach Hawanitz likes what he can do as a wide receiver. You see they give him a chance to run the ball in the end around. Nice job that time by Dupree, I believe that was, making the tackle with the shirt. Hey, any way you can get him down, you got to do it. I'm sorry, that was Josh Kovaleski. I'm sorry. making that play. But anyway, it's a good job by not letting him get around the corner and limited the gain to what would have been a first down.
We saw a lot of offense in last year's game. We also saw a lot of penalties and a lot of fourth down plays from a year ago. This year, though, Valley View has converted on their opening possession, and now Pittsman has big running room. Lumbering, touchdown, Valley View, Sam Pittsman.
Again, that same play, a little trap up the middle. He got a nice block from Hawan. It's right in the middle of the field. And Sam is an experienced player. You can see him cut right off that block, Bob, and into open space. And the Cougars open up a 2-touchdown lead.
Two drives for the Valley View Cougars. This one, 66 yards, 5 plays. So on paper, the Cougars look pretty strong with their returners, and they're putting it on the rivals right now. 2 early touchdowns, 4:25 remaining, and it's a 14-0 lead for Valley View. Aaron Dugan is down at our interactive tent. Aaron, what do you have?
Well, Bob, I'm checking out what I'm going to get after the game from the Windsor Inn. I got to tell you, some of this stuff sounds pretty good. Sloppy, spicy cheeseburger, Windsor burger. This sounds really awesome. We want to thank Windsor Inn for being a sponsor of tonight's game. I'm here at the Fox 56 interactive tent with lots of fans having fun, spinning the wheel. We're going to be out at all the games this year. Big thanks to our interactive crew, Cheryl and Melissa. Hard at work. Hey, guys. So we want you to be able to get in on the fun tonight. We're going to give away a $25 gift card to the Windsor Inn. All you have to do is tweet me with the word of the night, real easy, wings. Bobby, you got it? Wings, and you can't win.
Oh,
Nope.
There goes that idea. I've been having my kids come in.
Okay.
There you go. Anonymous, they're going to call, anonymous. Thanks, Aaron. So make sure you tweet to Aaron, win some wings from the Windsor Inn. Referee's going to give a little extra time in between some scores tonight. Make sure everybody is hydrated. But a beautiful drive, Chris. 2 times and 2 straight touchdowns for Valley View.
Well, the defense set up the drive, getting the stop, not letting Lakeland get a first down. Nice punt return by Combs, got them into Lakeland territory. A couple good passes by Fuller, and then the Valley View running game did the rest. Here you go right here. You see right there, there's the block inside. You see him cut off the block there, actually just a shield block by Hawanitz, and great job by Sam Pittsman. Very good football player, very been playing at Valley View as a contributor here for the last 3 years, and he's going to have a big year here in 2017.
Absolutely, 4 touchdowns a year ago. So Sakati tees it up again at the 40-yard line. Pigeon back to receive. Walsh on one side of him. So this is Pigeon this time from his 5. Trying to get some blocks. Has some. Great return from Thomas Pigeon up to the 41-yard line.
Not surprising. His brother did the same thing last year in the Valley View game, if you remember. And I mean, that's where Jeff Wasilchik's going to have to get some points. His special teams, kid like Pigeon who can make plays. You see there, had to get him from behind. Nice job overall, though, by Pigeon to get the Chiefs better field position to start this second drive.
Lakeland needs to respond. This young team going to come up to the line and see if they can get back in this one. Straight ahead, Sokolowski. About a yard on the play.
Nice job by Batali Baglino up there up front. Stack in the middle, just nowhere to go on that run. Valley View doing a good job on the interior defense that time. Lakeland picks up a yard at the most, Bob.
Just 200 yards given up last year by this Valley View defense per game. Pigeon feeling the rush, taken down. Pittsman.
Yeah, there he is. Again, Sam just always near the football. Always near the football, Bob. That's what you want your middle linebacker to do. And you see on this play, he just comes in on the blitz. No chance for Perino on that one. Pittsman already making his impact on both sides of the ball here tonight.
2.5 sacks per game last year. His first one of the season comes in the first quarter. 3rd and long now for the Chiefs. Pirano can run it. He tosses it to the far side, trying to hit Pigeon. It goes incomplete. Lakeland going to punt one more time.
And again, getting pressure on Pirano, forcing him out of the pocket, not able to set there. Again, good coverage downfield by Valley View. And again, couldn't go much better for Valley View right now. Can't go much worse for the Chiefs here early in this game.
I think Lakeland showing their youth here early on. It's a lot of inexperience. Billy Good with the kick. Chiefs down it at the 44-yard line, and that's where Valley View will take over for the 3rd possession of the game. They've started with great field position. The first drive, they started at the 35. They scored a touchdown. Second drive at their own 44, and this one right at their own 44 again.
Well, gut check time for the Chiefs here. They got to get a stop. Already down 14-0. We're still in the first quarter. You want to keep yourself mentally in this game. So Coach Wasilchik needs his defense to step up here and force a punt on this possession.
Vernon on the sweep, has running room. Seth Vernon taken down to the 20-yard line.
Seth Vernon brought down from behind by Nico Pirano.
37-yard gain for the junior.
You're going to see that play a lot. They get him in running in motion there. You see the handoff. Good blocking out front. Nice job by Dom Lapini out there. Breaks a tackle as well. You can see the speed there, though, Bob. You see it once he got the corner, he accelerated. Lakeland's pursuit couldn't get there, even though they had an angle. It could be a big season for Vernon, who is healthy for the first time in a long time.
Track guy going to the football field. They gave it back to him, but coming up for the Chiefs, number 25, Spatero.
Well, that time
Also Pigeon in there on the tackle.
That time, Lakeland did a better time of stretching out. Vernon should really just try to keep going to the outside there. Try to get to the corner. He tried to cut it back there, but he cut it right back to Pigeon, and Pigeon made a nice open field tackle.
Sebastianelli, another big fullback, 220-pound senior, takes it up to the 11-yard line. So the Cougars in the red zone again, and that's what they have to do. They've done it well tonight.
2 for 2. Can't do much better than that. Coach Wines is going to be happy that they have finished drives. It's something they did struggle with, even with a high-powered offense they did have. They struggled in the red zone sometimes. Penalties were very key part of the games last year. They did better in the second half of the season, which is why they were winning more.
So this young Chiefs defense on its heels one more time to the first. Hernan off that right side, good blocking up to the 5.
Following his blockers. Again, Valley View up front, just doing it better right now than the Chiefs. And again, it's an inexperienced Lakeland offensive line, Bob. You can see right there the push-out block once again. Good job by Sebastianelli as well, getting the lead block, opening more space for Vernon. Took the hit there, fell forward and got an extra yard. That's what you want to see from your running back, even if he's a speedster.
Jones behind that right side of the Cougar line, and it's another Valley View touchdown. 49 seconds remaining in the first. Already 20-0 Cougars.
Well, there you see it again. Power football by the Valley View Cougars. Again, lining up with 2 wings. No tight end set, just power football, Bob. And Valley View new coming in. They might have an edge up front. We're seeing it, and Coach Wanitz is taking advantage of it.
Cesarini in for the extra points. He's a junior, number 6. Better kick this time. Gets it true. 21-0. Valley View 49 seconds remaining in the first quarter here in this Friday Night Rivals game presented by Wendy's. 5 plays, Chris, 66 yards, and the Cougar offense in high gear.
Smartiassi Construction offers every phase of construction, new construction, additions, remodeling, light excavation, roofing, decking, and much more. Call today for a free estimate on your next project, 570-489-8435.
There is George Hawanitz. 56 and 54 overall as a head coach, and this is the 25th anniversary of the team he led to the state championship game and title in 1992, and they'll celebrate that this year on Friday the 13th in October. And now he gets the coach's son.
Yeah, you know, he's a big part of Valley View history. That's the only state championship team in the Valley View history on the football side. And actually, I think it's the last Lackawanna League team to win a state championship, I believe. A couple Luzerne County teams, Wyoming Valley Conference teams won that decade as well. Of course, Berwick won a bunch, but I believe that was the last time.
Yeah.
Obviously, Dunmore.
Dunmore's been in it, but they haven't won it. And Old Forge, of course,
was in it
and lost as well. So it's a big year for Valley View. They're hoping that transcends onto the field where they compete in Lackawanna League Division II, which is going to be very difficult and loaded again this season. So this time, Pigeon, how about from his 3? Better job on special teams from Valley View this time. Pigeon just able to get up to his 25.
Well, I'll say one thing about Valley View already I'm noticing from last year, and sometimes it's a little thing, Bob. The kicking game is much, much better. They had so many problems kicking extra points last year. They're 3 for 3 tonight. That kickoff went to the 3-yard line. People underestimate how valuable a kicker can be. We've seen some good kickers in this area. We're seeing that tonight by both players who are doing the kicking duties for Valley View.
So Perino, the senior, comes out in the shotgun. Looking for any kind of offense. Timeout Chiefs. They want to bring him over. Jeff Wasilchak going to talk it over with his young squad on a beautiful evening here in Chapman Lake, Lakeland High School. Not in session yet. In fact, they'll have a couple weeks off due to the construction up here. So a little extra summer vacation for the kids up here. And that's a Battenberg Furniture timeout as well. I want to thank all of our sponsors who've made this game possible here on my TV, WQMY. I mentioned in the pregame 9th season for our Fox 56 sports crew, an award-winning crew, won 2 Pennsylvania Association of Broadcasters Award, including last year's, for live local sports. So a great job by them, and we're already in mid-season form. Coach Wasilchak, the field that his father once coached at. 10th season here, 67 and 35 overall. They have had 19 winning seasons here, have the Chiefs. Could be a rough one this year, but one of the better programs in the Lackawanna League and really in northeastern Pennsylvania.
I mean, last year it was Dunmore. That was their only obstacle, and they played Dunmore tough both games, but couldn't get past the Bucks. But great season last year, especially.
Pigeon on the fly. They got him. Can he be caught? A big play for the Chiefs. Pigeon stayed in bounds. Touchdown, Lakeland.
It's what the Chiefs needed, and it's the guy we said they needed it from. Pigeon again, just out running the deep safety. Good pump fake there. On the out and up, the corner just got caught looking up. And broken tackle there, and Lakeland's on the board.
We talked about the youth on Lakeland's side, some youth on the secondary side from Valley View. You saw it there. Pigeon able to get behind the secondary. Good in for the extra point, and the Chiefs sideline feeling good about themselves. Getting back in this one. It's blocked by Smith, though. And the score now 21-6, 30 seconds remaining here in a very entertaining first quarter.
30.8 seconds left in the first quarter. Chiefs are on the board.
At Affordable Radon Mitigation, we are a client-focused company that strives for customer satisfaction. We can help with all your mitigation needs. Located in Scott Township for over 20 years and serving 6 counties in Northeast Pennsylvania. They are PADEP certified. That's Affordable Radon Mitigation.
Well, Perino last year did throw for over 1,100 yards. He had some big targets on the outside, including another Pigeon who he went to as well. But this time it's his brother, the junior, who rakes in the 75-yard touchdown and, at least right now, cuts into the Valley View lead.
Yeah, I mean, again, good timeout by Jeff Wasilchik. You look pretty smart when you call a timeout and throw a 75-yard touchdown pass. And that's the matchup they're going to have to try to exploit. You mentioned it, Bob. All new secondary members, really, for Valley View. Wasn't played well that time by the secondary. They were caught watching in the backfield. And you got to keep your eye on Pigeon. I mean, when he's in the secondary, he's going to be the guy that makes the plays. You can't let him get behind you like that. But a nice job by Pigeon on the route, and also a good job up front by Lakeland, giving Perino some time.
So the sophomore tees it up one time. Duplessis and Combs once again deep. Already our 4th kickoff of the night. This is Duplessis, a wide open field for him. Good return from the junior, number 12, up to the 44-yard line again. Here, let's look at this great pass from Perino as well.
Again, getting some time up front, a little pump fake, and just got behind the secondary. Valley View's got to turn those shoulders, and the secondary needs to get back there. They didn't do it that time, and again, it's a touchdown for Lakeland. They get on the board.
I thought he might have stepped out at the 25. I was watching his foot, but referee was right there trailing. Didn't see it. A big score for Lakeland. Now Fuller back on the field. And now that line goes to work, a big hole for Jones. How about 9 yards on that?
Yeah, that's why I like Jones. That's a good example, that run right there. Contact, but again, good running backs keep their legs moving. They keep their body going forward. You saw that there. He probably got 4 or 5 yards after contact.
A year ago, there was no score at the half. This time, in the first quarter, we have 27 points up on the board, and it's the Cougars of Valley View who've come into Lakeland Stadium and put up 21 points, and they lead at the end of the first quarter here on MyTV.
Dominic's Pizza and Hoagies has 2 convenient locations in German and Carbondale. If you're looking for great food and terrific atmosphere, try Dominic's. They have the best pizza in the area, and local delivery is free.
So we are back at Lakeland High School. Bob Ide, Chris Kaharski, Aaron Dugan on the sidelines. Valley View with 21 points in that first half. 3 touchdowns put up, but Lakeland responded with a big pass play, and that's where we stand right now. Valley View on the move, again inside Lakeland territory at their 41-yard line. Chandler Fuller is the quarterback. He likes to run. And the senior QB with a nice gain up to the 31-yard line, just short of a first down.
That was a planned pass play, but Fuller saw that he could get the corner, beat the outside defensive player, and then Dupree made a nice tackle, the open field tackle there. Again, he's only a freshman, brought him down and a little short of the first down.
Fuller last year did have 2 games on the ground where he ran for over 100 yards, Chris. Hitzman, a big push. Still on his feet up to the 20-yard line. So Dominic's pizza impact players for the Cougars, Chris.
Well, we talked about Chandler Fuller a couple times, running ability, throwing the football. Kyle Swalinski's a very good football player. He had some injury problems early in his career, but really has gotten it done. Janasa Boone, just a sophomore, was one of the better players on their freshman team. He's going to help that secondary, big hitter in that secondary.
Jones scooting through up to the 10. Cougars on the move one more time inside the red zone.
Here's the thing about Valley View, with their backfield especially. You see here in a little pitch, short little pitch, interesting play there, but breaks one tackle, spin move. Valley View's got a lot of kids who can run the football. Boone, Vernon, Pittsman, Fuller. I mean, a lot of options. They're going to keep defenses on their toes because you don't know who's going to get the ball. And, of course, Fuller throwing the ball is always an option, too.
Big hole for Jones. Fumbles it. Recovers it. Touchdown, Valley View.
And again, the hole up front by the Valley View offensive line, just making it easy for the running backs. A little bit of a break there for Jones, too. Fumbles in the end zone, falls right on top of it. How many times you see a kid jump back on top, it squirts out, but Jones did a good job of making sure he got the ball back. And Lakeland has not found an answer to this Valley View offense yet. Look at the lead block up there. Just a huge hole for Jones. Nice strip tackle, though, by Lakeland. Unfortunately, they couldn't get the ball back.
Flag down on the extra point as Cesarini's kick did go through.
Formation. Offense. We're going to re-kick.
So false start, re-kick coming the Cougars' way. And the one thing about Valley View, too, their drives have not taken a long time. Their opening drive took 4 minutes. So they'll back it up. So it becomes a 25-yard attempt now for the extra point. This one is up, and it is good one more time. So 28 on the board now for Valley View. They averaged 22 last year. And the Cougars looking strong here in the first half of the opening game of the season for high school football. Now let's find Aaron Dugan. Aaron?
Hey, Bob. We are so excited that we have a winner for our Windsor Inn gift card giveaway. I want to thank everyone so much for watching tonight. There's so many people watching tonight. No pressure. No. But lots of tweets, and we thank you for watching. And all the names are in here. We're going to shuffle it up, and Reese is going to pick a name. Shuffle it up real good. None of your friends. Who is it?
Brenda Gavin.
At Brenda G17, Brenda Gavin wins the $25 gift card from Windsor Inn. Have you been there?
Yeah.
So how are the wings?
They're good. Really.
Are they really good? What's your favorite sauce?
Mild.
Mild?
Oh,
I don't know. I'm like
wimpy.
a plain type of girl. I don't know.
Bob just called you a wimp.
Oh, wow.
All right, well, I'll get up there and I'll get some hot, spicy, garlic, crazy wasabi for you, okay? All right, well, good luck, and we'll be back later. If you didn't win, we're giving away a gas card later, so stay tuned.
Tommy Pigeon again, the deep back.
Chris, now we have to go for wings after. That's 3 times we've been talking about it.
Makes you hungry, that's for sure.
It does. The Dominic's Pizza, though, was fantastic, so thank you to them. But maybe some wings on the way home. Maybe for your birthday, Chris. I had to get it in.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, big guy.
Thank you, sir.
We won't give the age because it's the same as mine. So the Chiefs have it.
The good news for Valley View is they didn't get it to Pigeon that time.
Yeah.
It's still a pretty good return for the Chiefs. That was by
number 11, not on the roster.
Not on the roster. Always some number changes
Always.
for the first week
There's
of the
always.
season.
We'll find out at halftime. So Pigeon on his own jet sweep as the Chiefs started at the 36-yard line. First down.
Valley View's asking the official if the line is moving a little bit there. I don't know. It's pretty close. But nice job by Pigeon getting around the corner. Again, Bob, he's going to have to carry the load. I mean, they just lost too many people from last year. He's capable of it, too. He's going to be a really good football player, only a junior.
So if you're a Chiefs fan, you're probably wondering where's number 8, Babkinik, who had a big game last year. This is Patero. He's a freshman. Well, Babkinik is a track guy, and he's going to concentrate on track. He didn't come out for the team this year, so how about we bring up a freshman? This kid's pretty good too, Spatero. 5'8", 183. Just as I said, going into 9th grade. Big kid too, good runner. Part of a very good freshman team a year ago for the Chiefs.
Lakeland moving the ball a little bit on the ground now, Bob. That's good news for the Chiefs.
Big hit. Hitzman laying the lumber.
You can hear that all the way up here in the press box. Shoulder pad on shoulder pad by Sam Pitzman.
That was Patero, the freshman. And welcome to varsity ball, big guy. Toyota key to the game. How about no turnovers? We haven't had any yet. And of course, for a young team, you can't give up too much if you're the Chiefs. Don't want to give the ball back to Valley View.
Yeah, again, it's going to be important that you make the possessions count. Obviously, the defense hasn't been able to get it done yet, but nonetheless, that's definitely an important part for a young team.
Timeout. Lakeland. Jeff Wasilchak seeing his team put a nice drive together, their first really of the evening. It was a long touchdown that got them on the board, and it's a Battenberg Furniture timeout with Coach Wasilchak right in the middle. Next week, week 2 already of high school football, his team, the Chiefs, will head down to Holy Cross for a Saturday game at St. Anthony's Field in Dunmore. But, you know, talking to Coach Wasilchak, he likes this team. This is a hard-working team. They have some good youth in there. And, you know, it's one of those years you're going to go through those cycles in high school, especially when you're a small school like Lakeland is.
And when you have success. When you have success, the kids who make you successful, those kids were young at one time, and they graduate and they go on. You bring up some more young kids. But, listen, Coach Wasilchak does a great job. He did a great job at Trail when he was there, winning championships. He's done a great job here at Lakeland. You know, he's going to get the most out of his kids. I can say that about Jeff. He knows what he's doing at the X's and O's. He's a very, very good football coach.
Perino, a little bit of time, and this time the Cougars defense sticks him.
Oh boy.
He's not going to take hits like that all year.
I hope he's okay, because that was an awkward hit. He was kind of got hit from behind, was held up, and then got hit from the front. Perino's a tough kid, though. He's back up, and he's ready to go for the next play. But you watch, just an awkward position. Good pressure again by the Cougars. Pitzman, again, in the backfield. He hits him low. One of the other Cougars hits him high and bends backwards. Kind of awkwardly there, but he seems to be okay.
That's big number 75, Viglino, 6'1", 320, right as the nose tackle for Valley View. So a big third down now coming for Lakeland. Here comes the rush, and Perino over the head. I think he was looking for Jake Barrett, number 14. So 4th down on the way. Here comes the punt team for Lakeland.
Yeah, not much Perino could do there. Again, pressure from Solinsky right on top of him. Just got rid of the ball, avoided the sack. But again, that's the defensive front of Valley View, just not giving Perino a lot of time. He's really only had time on that one play, Bob, when he threw the touchdown. They're going to have to do a better job of giving Nico some time to make some plays.
Here comes the rush. It's blocked by Valley View.
Well, special teams now kick in for the Cougars. Didn't see who made the block, but it was Alex Savkov who came down with the football. There were about 5 Cougars there. They sent the house that time. It was a low snap, too. It was actually number 28.
Vernon.
No, that's 28. That's, yeah, Seth. Oh, you're right. Seth Vernon. Sorry. He got the block. He's got those long arms and legs, too, Bob, so he's perfect to send a kid in the block. Got the speed, too, and Savkov comes down with it. Almost breaks a tackle and gets to the end zone, but Valley View's going to have great field position once again. Special teams getting it done all day for the Cougars so far. There you go.
Big run. Touchdown Valley View. Mason Cordish, number 34.
A junior, first carry of the year. The distance for Mason Cordish. And there's another one to add to the stable of Valley View players that can run the football. Cordish gets his turn. He goes the distance. Again, offensive line, though, Bob. Up front. Great hole here. 31-yard touchdown for Cordish. Nice cutback right there, too, though.
Chris, that was a hole you and I could have ran through. Extra point. Up and good one more time. So everything going the right way for the Valley View Cougars. They lead now 35-6, 7:24 remaining in the first quarter.
You're watching Wendy's Friday Night Rivals on MyTV WQMY.
Tonight's Friday Night Rivals game is brought to you by the all-wheel drive RAV4. Toyota. RAV4. Toyota, what drives you?
RAV4.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I was getting excited.
You were. So the Cougars, 5 possessions, 5 touchdowns. How about 5 good extra points?
Yeah, exactly. The special teams.
Yeah.
Special teams.
Special teams are definitely dominant tonight by the Cougars. And we found out who number 11 is. It is the backup quarterback, Shane Barrett.
Another freshman.
Brother freshman. So the youth movement on for the Chiefs, and boy, they're getting an education tonight from the Cougars.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, see, again, they kick it to the up man. That's what you want to do at this point. You don't want Pigeon touching the ball. Barrett, just a freshman. Nice little cutback there. He's looking for the hole, does a good job, and Valley View limits the return, so good job on both sides.
So the Chiefs are a double-A team. They have a roster like a double-A team, 4A team for Valley View. So it's just good to see these two teams get together, even though there is a big difference in the amount of kids that go to each school district, Chris. They want to keep it going, and they have the last couple of years.
Good job by Valley View that time on the edge. I think that was Sebastianelli. Robert Sebastianelli had a very good year last year for the Cougars. Also, Nazi Smith coming up and fighting off a tackle. But see Sebastianelli, the penetration again, Bob. You see Pittman back there a bunch of times. Sebastianelli, the other linebacker with a lot of experience. These kids know how to get to the ball. And again, Lakeland had a couple good runs on that last drive, but it hasn't been much there for their backs here in this game.
And Perino, except for that one play, has not had time to throw. Back to Barrett. Shoestring tackle, Pitzman right in there, as you might expect from his linebacker position.
That was well blocked, actually, by Lakeland. Give Pitzman credit. He just got the ankle tackle. Sometimes you have to do that. You don't always get the big hits. You just got to make sure you find a way to get the ball carrier down, and Pitzman found a way to do it on that play.
So the big freshman, number 18, C.J. Dupree, 6'5", 230. He brings the play in. He'll set up as a tight end off the right-hand side. He's listed as a quarterback, but they need him now. Perino has some time. Picked off, intercepted by Boone. Genocide Boone. And it's another Valley View touchdown.
Randall's pass intercepted by Genocide
Late flag
Boone.
comes
Return
down,
to
Bob.
the
I don't know if it was after the touchdown or
41-6.
but Janasa Boone, we talked about him as one of the key players, and there you see it there. And not just the catch, Bob, but the return. And he's a very good football player. Let's see what the flag is. Let's see if it was after the play or part of the play. Be unfortunate for Boone if it's on the play because it was not even close to where the runner was.
After the score.
So yeah, Boone's
Yep.
touchdown will count. And I'll tell you what, George Hawan's not going to be happy with that penalty. They had a ton of those last year. But watch this. Perino looks to his left. Wobbly pass there. Boone just steps in from the right side. Breaks a tackle there. Gets a couple blocks up front. And beats the Lakeland pursuer to the end zone. Janasa Boone, just a sophomore. You're going to hear that name a lot over the next couple years.
Absolutely. About 55 yards on that interception return. 5:37 remaining and already 41 points up on the board for the Cougars.
I guess they're going to assess the penalty on the kickoff, so it'll be a normal extra point lengthwise.
Valley View picking where they left off a year ago. They had a lot of injuries in that game with North Pocono, so that score was deceiving, but they were the hottest team at the end of the year. And in 2017, they look like they're on fire so far at Chapman Lake.
Yeah, they're just, they look like a very good football team early in the season. They really haven't made too many mistakes here tonight so far, and obviously the scoreboard reflects that. Bob, it's just a game of, Valley View just had more coming back this year. Lakeland, again, just hit hard by graduation, some kids not playing because of injuries and other obligations, and it just, we knew Lakeland could struggle, but let's also remember we're two different sized teams here. I mean, Lakeland's going to go to conference play after this week, and the Chiefs will be just fine. Valley View's schedule will get tougher as it goes.
Well, it gets tough next week because Delaware Valley is coming to town, and they won today, Chris, right, in Florida at Disney World?
Yeah, 19-14. They beat Fort Pierce Central. Of course, Keith Olsummer loves to take those road trips every other year. He's gone to Florida. He's gone up to Massachusetts. I mean, DV's a 6A school. They want to play high-level competition. He feels like that helps him. And DV representing District 2 down in FLA today. Good job by the Warriors. Congratulations to them on the first victory of the season by any team here in Northeast Pennsylvania.
So the penalty will be assessed on the kickoff, and it will go back to the 25-yard line. So something positive for the Chiefs is they should get good field position coming out of this, and let's see if they can get something back on the board here to end the half. It's the Toyota halftime report from Fox 56 News coming up in just about 5:37. This is the freshman Spatero, and he's up to the 47-yard line, let's call, and here comes Perino and his offense back on.
When you put something in the freezer, it's for later. That's why Wendy's makes your hamburger with fresh beef. Never frozen, Wendy's believes that a great hamburger starts with cooking fresh beef, not thawing it like some other guys. That's Wendy's. You're a big sponsor here on our broadcast for the past couple years.
Wendy's Friday night rivals getting a start. 10 regular season games coming up, Chris. Next week we hit the road. We will go down to Berwick, PA, as they take on the Dallas Mountaineers. It's the freshman Spatero. He's got running room. Inside Cougars territory to the 36.
Nice job up front by the Chiefs. They finally seal that edge. And the freshman Spatero, good vision, cuts in between the kick out block and has to be brought down from behind by Duplessis, but a big gain into Valley View territory. So let's see if the Chiefs can bounce back after that turnover.
The freshman, he's got big legs in there, Chris, and he looks like He's running a little bit better right now than Barrett in there. And so he'll remain in there, number 25, in the backfield for the Chiefs. Option. Up to the 32. Boone on the tackle.
And you said you saw them run a little bit of option in practice this week. It's something I think that Coach Wasilchik has confidence in his quarterback to be able to do that. You have to have a quarterback who knows how to run it.
So here comes second down. And the freshman ahead inside the 30-yard line. So Lakeland still working that ground and pound. Under 5 to play here in the first half. But all Valley View here tonight in Chapman Lake. They've had a block punt. Interception for a touchdown. And they put some nice drives together. And now the Cougars will call their first timeout of this game.
Coach Hawans just wants to talk to his defense here, and Lakeland moving the ball a little bit better on the front line. I also think he just wants to reassure his secondary too. Again, inexperienced secondary, that what their responsibilities are in both the running and the passing game. So he has the timeout, he has the big lead. It's a teaching moment now for the Cougars.
Valley View with a pretty good program in their own right. 21 winning seasons since 1988, including that 92 championship we talked about.
Also, Bob, they're going to be honoring Coach Frank Pizzalia next week. A lot of his ex-players are coming. Tom Krapaski, too, passed away a couple years ago. They're having a benefit as well, kind of a tribute picnic the next day on Saturday, paying tribute to the Hall of Fame coach and his longtime assistant. And if anybody from Valley View is watching tonight wants to be involved with that, they can contact E.J. Weston, who's one of the organizers. Of course, again, Coach Pizzalia, long career at Valley View and a Hall of Fame coach.
So after that Battenberg Furniture timeout, here come the Chiefs. Freshman doing a nice job up to the 23 this time. They'll move the chains.
I like this drive for Lakeland. They're running downhill for the first time tonight. And that's a credit to the offensive line. The offensive line finally staying on some blocks, opening up some holes for especially these young backs. This is going to help Lakeland down the road, Bob. I mean, these young kids getting the experience now, even in a game that's lopsided at this point. You know, it's good experience for these kids to get their feet wet on the varsity level.
Tried to squeeze one into the fullback, but the big defensive line is there for the Cougars.
Yeah, that was number 55, Brian Durkin, who got in there first. He is a big kid and getting already looks from a lot of big schools, Bob. He is a very good offensive lineman, and he does his job on defense as well. He's only a junior. Got a lot of playing time as a sophomore last year.
So a nice little drive being put together by Lakeland. Comes the blitz. Perino. Oh, picked off again, and this is Combs, and he's got a lot of turf in front of him. Chase Combs for another Valley View touchdown.
About 85 yards there. Just an overthrow by Perino that time. And listen, Combs is athletic. He's a quick kid. He's not big, but you could see the athleticism there. Had one guy to beat, and just not a good throw by Perino that time. And Valley View returns it to the house for the second time here in this quarter. Should have went behind his blocker there. That was the only mistake Chase made, but it didn't matter. He gets into the end zone anyway. Valley View's defense, 2 scores here. in this first half.
Yeah, when's the last time the Chiefs had 2 pick-6 in a game, Chris? You're gonna have to dig for that. So extra point is successful again, and there you see it. It's 49-6. The Cougars putting it on their rivals from Lakeland tonight.
Of course, there is a sportsmanship rule, mercy rule, some people call it. It doesn't kick into the second half, which at this point, if the score stays the same going into halftime, it will start with the second half. And, you know, this is not the way you want to start the season for Jeff Wasilchek, but I have to tell you, I think he knew they were going to struggle early, especially against a team like Valley View, who's, let's face it, the Cougars are one of the favorites in 4A. I really think they are. I mean, we're going to probably talk about that a little bit more about all of the classifications, but they were a contender last year, got to the semifinals, and obviously they're a contender this year.
The Toyota halftime news update coming up next right here on my TV, and then we'll return to the stadium where Aaron will have a special interview from, I believe it's Sebastianelli Oil who will join us at halftime for Aaron. Santarelli, Aaron, sorry. Santarelli.
You got the Santarellis,
I got
you
the
got
Sebastianellis,
you got
yeah.
the Fiorelli, you got all the Ellies down there in the valley. So it's not hard to confuse them, Bob, especially for a nice Irish guy like you.
Not even close.
No?
No. Right side of the pond, but.
Oh, the English, I'm sorry. Nice English guy like you.
There you go, thank you.
The English gentleman that you are. A lot of people are laughing at home right now, who know you at least.
Oh, I'm sure they're laughing at me. So this time they'll give Pigeon a shot. He'll take it from his 10. Twisting and turning and do a little shake and bake. Steps out of bounds at the 25-yard line. 2:34 remaining in this very long first half. And it's long because there's been 55 points put up on the board between these two teams.
If you remember, Coach Iwanitz told us that, you know, the secondary is inexperienced. And we saw early Perino throw that long pass, mistake by the secondary. But since then, now we're starting to see those young athletic players get experience throughout this game and 2 pick-6s. So he's got to be happy with that these young kids are getting to the football.
Barrett not going anywhere. Stood up by Durkin.
Yeah, Dom Lupini came from the weak side as well. Lupini's got some experience from last year. Again, only 5'7", 165, but he's not afraid to put his nose in there. And nice job on the pursuit that time to catch the back in the backfield.
Perino, he was down. Really his first carry of the night. I know they ran that one option play, but Valley View did a nice job on the defense that side. And he's taken down, so 3rd along on the way.
Great job, a good another open field tackle for Valley View. They've tackled very well tonight. That was Vernon again, I believe. Squaring up, getting his hands wrapped around Perino and bringing him down.
Do you go to the air if you're Lakeland, or you keep it on the ground? Well, you try to go to the air, but you get caught from behind.
Tyler Vessel.
By Vessel. And now you're going to be forced to punt.
That's some of the Valley View depth up front. He did a great job of exploding into the hole and got the shoestring tackle for the sack. Nice job by Vessel.
So we're seeing a lot of players for the Cougars come shuffle in and out. Just a bigger roster for a 4A team. Lakeland is going to have to go with what they have. And this is Combs from his own 49, and he takes it up for about 5.
You asked, Bob, what should Lakeland do? Should they throw the ball? Should they Coach Wasilchik has to kind of look at this as almost a scrimmage at this point. What are you going to do during the season? What do you want the strengths to be? He's got to work on those going into the second half. You know, Valley View's up big here, 28 seconds remaining, but that's what I would do if I'm Coach Wasilchik. Work on the things, even if they're not successful tonight, that you're going to need once you get in the division play starting next week.
Expect Valley View to take a knee, and they do. So the Cougars have made the trip up to Lakeland, and they've brought the house with them because they're putting it on the Chiefs right now, 49-6 as we head to halftime. Everything going right. 2 pick sixes, the great runs, and a block punt. So special teams playing well on offense, and Aaron Dugan is now with Coach Hawanitz.
Well, Coach, not much more you can say than wow with that first half. Your offensive line doing work. What can you say about how your kids played that first half?
I think we, we made plays when we needed to make them. We had 2 nice interception returns. We had great drives, I thought, on offense. We finished everything. You know, we didn't have to punt or anything like that. So if you can finish drives and get big plays on defense, you know, you're going to be pretty good in most games.
Last year at this time, it was scoreless at the half. What's so different about this year's squad?
Well, Lakeland doesn't have as many skilled kids as they had last year with, to match up with our skilled kids. And I just think, they're young. And our kids are just making plays a little more than they are.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks.
Bob?
Thank you, Aaron, and thank you, Coach Hawanitz. So we are ready for halftime here on Wendy's Friday Night Rival, but all Valley View here tonight at Chapman Lake.
You're watching Wendy's Friday Night Rivals on MyTV WQMY.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back here on MyTV WQMY. It's been all Valley View here tonight, 49-6 over Lakeland. You're watching Friday Night Rivals on MyTV WQMY, and we can't bring you these awesome games without some awesome sponsors. And I'm here with one of those tonight, Ken Santarelli from Santarelli & Sons Oil. Nice to be here tonight.
Yeah, thank you for having us here.
So talk to me a little bit about what makes you want to get involved in sponsoring high school football.
Santarelli Oil, my father started in the beginning, that we always help the local community, and it's great to get everybody together on a great night like this. And it's been great weather, and it's a great game, and the Cougars are doing a pretty good job.
Absolutely. What do you think about that first half?
It's pretty good, 49-6.
A little bit different than last year.
Yes, big difference.
So let's talk a little bit about Santarelli & Sons Oil. Where are you located, and what are you all about?
We're on 443 Main Street in Packville. We're a local heating oil business and retail gasoline, plumbing and heating oil business, started by my father in 1975. And we just keep growing in building convenience stores and getting more oil customers and being competitive and best prices, and it's helping us grow.
I know being in and about the community, it means a lot to you.
Yeah, we love helping the community. That was my father's passion, so we continue it. And it's great helping the community and helping people in need too.
So I know you're a big part of the Valley View athletic community and the cheer community. Here's Mariah. This is Mariah. Mariah, you have, 2 sisters on the cheerleading team?
Yeah.
Are they good?
Yeah.
Yeah, they teach you some sweet moves?
Yeah.
All right, so you're gracious enough to hand out some gas cards for some people at our interactive tent earlier, but we're also going to do another Twitter giveaway. So all you have to do is tweet me at AaronFox56 with the word of the night. And Mariah, what is that word of the night?
Gas card.
Gas card. You have that with you there?
Gas card, yeah.
Tweet me at AaronFox56 with the word gas card to win some gas from Santarelli & Sons Oil. It was so great chatting with you, and thank you for sponsoring football on MyTV WQMY.
Thank you for having us here.
All right, make sure to stay with us for the second half. You're watching live high school football. Be right back.
And we are back. I'm Bob, that's Chris, and we're watching a perfect game being thrown. I would say thrown, almost like a perfect game in baseball, being thrown by Valley View. Everything going their way tonight.
They've had opportunities. They've taken advantage of, whether long drives, special teams plays, defensive interceptions for touchdowns. Yeah, they made one mistake basically in this game, letting the long pass go. But Coach Watts has to be happy because they've executed the game plan to perfection, as you just said, Bob.
Let's take a look at the highlights for Valley View, and there's a lot of them. It started pretty quick for this team. Fuller scored the first touchdown, and this is Pittsman. He goes in for the second touchdown of the game. That made it 14-0.
And again, it's all different backs. There's Trayon Jones, even though he got stripped of the football, got back on top of it. Here's the one play for Lakeland. Actually, that's the interception. Yeah, that's the Boone interception there. And again, watch the run back too. Breaks a couple tackles and again shows good speed. Only a sophomore.
That was the first pick six of the game for Valley View. And then Lakeland again tried to go to the air, but Perino overthrows Pigeon again, and this time it's Combs.
You got to be happy if you're Coach who wants. These are the kids, Combs and Boone. These are the kids who have to step up and replace some pretty good football players from last year. And if you're the Valley View staff, you're happy with their first half.
Here come the Chiefs.
Well, Lakeland did score, as Chris mentioned, and we might have that Lakeland highlight, and here it is. A great pass. After a timeout, Perino to Pigeon.
Yeah, and again, Pigeon's going to be a very good football player this year and next. You see there he breaks the tackle at the end and really does a nice job of making a big play when Lakeland needed it at that point. But again, Valley View's just been the dominant team tonight. Score reflects it, Bob, and the play on the field reflects it as well.
Yeah, 243 yards on the ground so far for Valley View and 23 carries. And they scored on every possession they had. They had the 2 pick sixes and a block punt, which we didn't show you as well, that led to one of those touchdowns. So the Chiefs are coming back onto the field. Now let's flip it a little bit, Chris. If you're Lakeland, I think the biggest thing is you just want to come out healthy because you don't have a lot of depth, as Jeff Wasilchak has talked about, and now you don't need anybody hurt.
Yeah, but I still think you want to get the younger players. Again, only one scrimmage, and he's got a bunch of 9th graders who never stepped on the field as varsity players, some 10th graders as well till this year. And yes, you got to stay healthy, but they have to try to get better here in the second half to get better for next week. And you're going to, football's part of the injuries are part of the game. Maybe Perino only goes another quarter or so and try your backup, give him a quarter. But really, Lakeland's got to kind of work on some things in the second half. And, Valley View's going to be going to their bench pretty soon, too, so that might give Lakeland some opportunity to go to their younger players as well.
So the Chiefs' 6-game winning streak on opening night in jeopardy here against their rivals from Valley View. They're back on the field stretching in the 3-minute warm-up period given by the referees tonight. So let's go through some scores, Chris, courtesy of NPAfootball.com. Opening night of high school football, Chris, and take it away.
Yeah, a lot of the games are at halftime. Dunmore actually in the third quarter now. They lead West Grant 14-6, close game there. Western Wayne at half leads Carbondale 21-0. Old Forge, the Blue Devils look like they're back this year, Bob, after kind of an off year last year. Halftime over Hanover, 44-0. Good game out at Tunnel Hill. Lackawanna Trail in the third quarter leads Mid-Valley 25-21. At half, North Pocono 42-6 over Riverside. Not a surprise there. How about this one, though? In the third quarter, Scranton leads Wyoming Valley West 21-7. That's a little bit of a surprise there. Wyoming area in the third quarter is beating Wallenpaupack 7-3. Lake Lehman at halftime beating Myers 16-13. Nanacoke in the third quarter, 26-14 win over Tunkhannock. GAR is on the road, and they're losing to Honesdale 17-8. Watch out for Honesdale. I think they're going to be much improved
we have
this
them
year.
on the schedule against Scranton Prep.
Crestwood leads Pittston area 14-7. Dallas. Now that was a young team last year.
Yes,
they're still kind of young, but they're giving it to Coughlin 24-7 at halftime for Rich Manello's crew. And Berwick is up at halftime 10-3 over Hazleton area. One final already. Delaware Valley played down at Disney World here tonight, and they beat Fort Pierce Central 19-14. Williamsport out of the Wyoming Valley Conference is up 14-7 over Central Mountain. So it's a couple surprises tonight early. Northwest is also playing out of the district tonight. They're playing North Penn, 14-10 North Penn, that at half.
So next week we hit the road down to George Curry Country.
Always going to be that.
Always going to be that, and the field will be named after him, I'm sure, at some point. But Dallas, it goes down, so it's the Battle of Kings and Wilkes again. Second time we'll see that. We saw it last year, and Berwick dominated Dallas last year. I guarantee it's not going to be that game this year. One, Berwick's starting quarterback is out. So, and again, Dallas, a little bit more experience now. They're going to be a lot better, I think.
But if you look at what's happening tonight, yeah, I mean, I think Berwick's going to struggle offensively. I think Coach Sheptalk will have them ready defensively. I think he always does. And then, you know, on the other side, Dallas couldn't score points last year either, but they put up 24 tonight. So good news for the Mountaineer fans. That should be a pretty good, entertaining game next week down at Crispin Field.
So Lakeland will get the second half kick. Trailing in this one by 43 points. Now we will be into the what they call the mercy rule, Chris mentioned in the first half.
Yeah, which means the clock will run. It'll stop for timeouts and change of possession, I believe. But it'll run if kids go out of bounds or incomplete passes. It'll keep running.
Sakati doing a nice job on the kickoffs tonight for Valley View. And again, this is Pigeon. This time from his 5. He's done a nice job tonight on the returns. And the Chiefs take over at the 33-yard line. Nico Perino, the senior quarterback, taking the field.
One thing about the kicking game, and I'm pretty sure this is accurate, Bob, that both those players that kick doing the kicking tonight are both soccer players for Coach Danny Berg over at Valley View. So kudos to him. He's got the legs strong because the kickoffs have been deep and the extra points have been right down the middle.
Perino, when he had the time, he made a nice pass to Pigeon, but then a couple times he overthrew his intended receivers, and both of those were intercepted in pick sixes. And Sokolowski taken out quick. Aaron Dugan had a chance to talk to Coach Jeff Wasilchak, and what did he have to say, Aaron?
Yeah, Bob, I got a chance to chat with him a little bit as they came out of the locker room. I asked him what he told the guys to focus on at this point, and he said he just wants them to all play as hard as they can for each minute for the rest of the game. He wants them to really stick together in this game one and just try to improve every single play. He also mentioned, you know, it is a younger team, but that's no excuse. He said, you know, they'll get more experience as time goes on, but that is no excuse. Just wants them to play as hard as they can, Bob.
And I'm sure he prefaced that with remain healthy.
Nice run that time by Jake Barrett. I think Barrett's going to be a pretty good back here, again, when they get back into league play next week. Barrett obviously got some experience last year, but you know, Lakeland had so many good players last year, playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. So these kids, you know, they played JV games or, you know, got experience in practice and stuff, but it's a whole different, you know it is, Bob, it's a whole different ball game when you're under the lights on a Friday night playing against some of the better players in the area.
Hey,
so
last year, some of these kids in Lakeland are playing on a Monday afternoon?
Right. Exactly.
Freshman game? Is that when they play?
Yeah.
Yeah. Big rush put on. This is Barrett trying to weave his way through. Going to be short of a first down, so here comes the punt team once again for Lakeland.
I like the catch by Barrett, though. Watch Perino again, kind of goes in between the pass rush, steps up right there, nice play, but watch the hands. See how he caught it with his hands there, Bob? That's what you want to do if you're a receiver. Don't let it come to your body. How many times you see it? Bounce right off the chest and incomplete. Good job by Barrett with the hands. A little short on the first down. Valley View gets the stop coming out of halftime.
I know you're big on fundamentals. He switched the ball from his left to right hand. Fumbled. Who's got it? That was Combs who dropped it.
And Combs got it back, I believe.
Woo. He did.
Actually, Boone jumped on it for Valley View, so that's a break for the Cougars there. That could have been a very big turnover to start this half, and Combs has got to make sure there's nobody near him, Bob. He's got to make sure he secures the ball first, kind of glance down. Big mistake punt returners make. They glance down before they catch the football to see who's coming, where the hole is, and Combs almost made a big mistake there.
Are you sure that was Combs who was catching the ball, not Boone?
It might have been.
It was tough. It was tough to tell from that
13
angle.
or 15. They both
they look
numbers. So either way, got to catch that ball.
So Chandler Fuller comes back out, and Seth Vernon, who's had a great first half, picks up in the second half, and he's gone. 67 6 yards for Vernon. And the Cougars' domination continues.
2 words, Bob. Track speed. That's what you saw right there on that play. Again, Fuller, all it is, little handoff sweep, and he just gets the corner. Watch him accelerate. 1, 2, Chiefs. Just can't get the speed there fast enough. Vernon is a dangerous weapon because of that speed. You saw it right there.
I don't want to jinx Cesarini. He's perfect tonight, but there's a flag down. So Jack Loomis and crew, only seen a little bit of them tonight, so a pretty well-played game.
1 flag?
2, I
This is
believe.
the second. Well, 3, actually.
Yeah.
They had the holding penalty,
Yep.
unsportsmanlike conduct. Actually, Lakeland hasn't had a flag. That's something Jeff Wilczek can look at. With a young team, usually you have a bunch, but looks like Valley View's going to have to kick it again. Cesarini's been good. He's had to kick a couple field goal type extra points tonight.
As you see, the younger Hawanites, older Hawanites of Georgia is the holder. And this one is up, and it is good. So everything going the way of the Cougars. And they've extended this lead now with 9:09 remaining in the third.
You're watching Wendy's Friday Night Rivals on MyTV WQMY.
We are back at Chapman Lake.
At Affordable Radon Mitigation, they are a client-focused company that strives for customer satisfaction. They can help with all your mitigation needs. Located in Scott Township for over 20 years and serving 6 counties in Northeast Pennsylvania, they are PA DEP certified.
So Pigeon, another opportunity on the return. Up to the 33 he goes. So we've seen a little bit of Jones, Vernon, Pitzman scored, Fuller scored, Cordish has scored, Combs has scored, Boone has scored.
Now, Coach Hawanitz has some decisions to make because he's up 50 points. You say, what, Lakeland to stay healthy? Well, you want Valley View if you want to stay healthy. So I'm sure he's going to start pulling some of these kids out. I already see some
A lot of clean jerseys in there, Chris.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which is the right thing to do with the big lead. Get experience for these kids and also give Lakeland a chance to maybe do some good things. That's not the goal of George Hawanitz, obviously, but it's sportsmanship there.
So Spataro up for a couple. He played very well in the first half for his first varsity game.
Jordan Consaretti in there now for Valley View, made that tackle. He was the quarterback for the freshman team last year. He's the 3rd string quarterback this year, but he might see some reps tonight under center.
So Perino's first carry, ridden out of bounds by Safkoff.
That was a nice job by Savkoff. Broke off the block. This is actually a well-run play by Lakeland. He's got a full 2 guards pulling, the receiver or tight end out there as well. And nice job by Savkoff, though, to fight off the block and make the tackle. Again, Perino didn't have to run the ball a lot last year, Bob, because he had so many weapons to give the ball to. But it's going to be a different story this year. Nowhere to
Vessel
go. Yeah.
shooting in. Nice tackle by him.
Yeah, Vessel. Again, gives the Cougars some depth. The senior has made a couple nice plays here in this game. And 4th down, might as well go for it at this point, which I think Coach Wasilchik is going to do.
Freshman will dot the I and get the ball. Straight ahead run, and they pick up a first down.
Nice job by the Chiefs up front, opening the hole and getting enough room to move the chains. And The reason that's a good call at this point, Bob, one time in this season, you're going to need a 4th and 2. So execute the 4th and 2 when it's really a meaningless play at this point. Chiefs did a good job. Move the chains, and they'll keep their offense on the field for a little longer.
Chris, you talked about it in the beginning of the game. This rivalry has been low scoring. This is maybe the most points that I've seen in years by any one of the teams on either side. And I look pretty far back into the 2000s at the scores.
That's a nice run there for the Chiefs. Sokolowski.
Yep. The senior.
The fullback for Lakeland. So Lakeland into Cougar territory now. Haven't spent too much time there tonight. If you think about it, the touchdown was a 75-yarder, and
they did make their way inside Cougar territory just once on a drive in that first half.
Right. Valley View's defense has been good, and the special teams have kept the field position good for the Cougars too.
So Giovanni through, moves the chains. So the freshman getting some work out there. The line, I'm sure, also going to work on what they do. So the clock continues to roll with Valley View with the big lead. Everyone going to the sweatshirts now. Get the long sleeves out. Get cold up here at Chapman Lake on the hill. I'm sure you have some stories as I do when you're up here, but I was up here in high school in the 80s at Scranton Central, and I remember a blizzard.
Listen, it's August. It feels like it's
I-
early October
it does.
right now. It's an advantage for Lakeland though. Teams don't like to come up here and play because the weather's a month away from where it should be. You know what I mean? It's always
Yes.
I mean, it's summer and it feels like it's a nice fall evening.
Ooh, Perino holds on to the ball in the option.
Again, Jeff Wasilchuk working on stuff they want to try to get better at. The option is definitely one of those things.
Brings up 3rd and 3 for the Chiefs.
You know, again, the thing that has to happen here for Lakeland, especially with Perino, again, I know Coach Wasilchuk wants to work on the option, but they got to make sure he doesn't get hurt because him and Pigeon are definitely the two most important players, and we have a new quarterback in the game. So that maybe Coach
This
Wasilchuk.
is the freshman, Dupree, and he gives it to another freshman.
Nice
Terrell with a nice, powerful run to the 21.
Very nice run, yeah. And again, kind of echoing what I just said with Perino, Coach Wasilchuk, that might be Perino's last carry. He's going to the freshman, but watch this run. Breaks one tackle there, breaks another tackle there. Nice running, keeps the legs going. You like to see that from the young backs.
So the 6'5", 9th grader taking over. He's got real good size though.
He doesn't look like a 9th
No,
grader.
not at all. Spatero bounces off, has running room. First and goal, Lakeland at the 3.
Nice job by Spatero. Again, looked like he was stopped, bounced off the block,
Touchdown saving tackle by
and
Alex Safkoff.
manages to get outside. Yeah, ran into his own guy, but didn't fall down and kept his feet, and good run, and Lakeland with their best drive of the night.
Sapkoff with the tackle. Well, the future is definitely bright here with Lakeland. Don't get down about this game. It goes in cycles, and a freshman being taken down by the junior Clifford who had 4 tackles last year.
Knocking on the door here, a confidence booster for Lakeland if they can get it in here, especially for the younger kids. Valley View wants to get a stop.
12th play of the drive. All runs, Chris.
And that clock has continued to run. We're coming down to about 2.5 minutes. Again, mercy rule in effect.
Spatero keeping his feet going. Do they give it to him? They do. So the freshman gets his first varsity touchdown as a Lakeland Chief.
Well deserved too, Bob. I mean, again, kind of being very patient on that run on the left side. You know, doing a little stutter step, waiting for something to open up, and then lowering his nose and finding that goal line. Again, good leg movement, keeping them running, breaking an arm tackle, and Chiefs get on the board here in the third quarter.
Yeah, I have it a 12-play, 78-yard drive. All runs. Spatero with the touchdown, and they will go for 2. Why not?
Again, something you have to work on.
Yep. Oh, Dupree gonna run it. Fakes it.
Gonna get there.
And he uses all of his 6'5" frame to slide in. So the freshman doing the job for the Chiefs. That makes the score 56-14. So we have another gift card to give away, and this time Erin made her way to the Cougar side.
That's right, Bob. I took a little walk over to the Valley View side. I'm here with the cheerleaders. How you girls doing? Good. And guys, sorry back there, bud. So I want to thank you guys so much for sending me the word of the night, which was gas card from Santarelli and Sons Oil. We want to thank them for sponsoring the game. And I got a lot of tweets here, and who's going to help me pick the name but Ken Santarelli's daughters, Mia and Maria. Did I get it right? Yes. Yes. All right. Let's shake it up good. Pick one out. It's a tough one.
Sarah Sledzinski.
Sarah Sledzinski at Mrs. Sledzinski. Thank you so much. And you are the winner of a $25 gas card from Santarelli and Sons Oil. And what do you say? Can we get a let's go Cougars? Yeah!
Hey, that $25 gift card coming in handy. So thank you to everyone who tweeted Erin, not only for the Windsor gift card, but for the Santarelli Oil and Sons gift card. So Coach Hawanitz, I think, looking for maybe an onside kick or something. He's telling his guys to watch for the ball on the ground. He'll kick it deep. And this is Zafkoff with his first return, and he's got a lot of running room. How about the wheels on him? All the way inside Chief territory to the 25. Make it the 35-yard line. Let's look at it again, Chris.
And Zafkoff's, again, one of those kids in the rotation. He's going to play some wide receiver, some special teams. Nice job here breaking the couple arm tackles by Lakeland. And he shows some hesitation there and some speed on the outside. And still, Lakeland didn't give up on it. The pursuit got him down, but not before the Cougars are back in the territory here. And looks like they're going to change their quarterback up as well.
Looks like Jeremy Stanton, number 2. 5'8" senior underneath center.
So Stanton, the senior.
Looks like Cordish, who had it.
Stanton, the senior, getting some playing time. You know, he's, of course, the backup to Chandler Fuller. And great story about that family. Of course, Chad Rebar, the former Mid-Valley product, played at Wake Forest and coached at Valley View, actually, and unfortunately passed away from an illness several years ago. And his nephew right there, Jeremy Stanton, he has another nephew, Zach Rebar, plays at Mid-Valley, and another nephew, Jordan Rebar, plays on the Valley View freshman. Very close-knit family, very big football family, of course, and they play for their uncle. Valley View plays for Chad Rebar, had that Wake Forest at every practice and game. Great story.
Cordish again. this time to the 26-yard line. Under a minute left here, third quarter. Clock keeps rolling.
And this will probably be the last play of the third quarter. Tell you what, the officials have done a really good job in this game. It's their first game too. But they, you know, they've let the teams play. They've thrown a couple flags here and there, but they've kept control of the game, and it's a little easier when the game's not as close. But again, sometimes they don't get the credit when they should get some credit, and it's been a well-officiated game. And we're going to get a delay.
Nope, illegal motion. Yep, legal procedure.
That probably run out the quarter, I would imagine.
They'll start the clock, I believe, right after the ball's set. I don't think Valley View has to run a play at all.
No.
And they won't. So that will do it. 3 quarters in the book, and it's been all Cougars here tonight in Chief territory. George Hawanitz's team up big.
You're watching Wendy's Friday Night Rivals on MyTV WQMY.
Battenberg Furniture Store in German has been in business for over 57 years. They can help you design any room in your home with quality furniture at a great price. They sell carpeting, sofas, recliners, love seats, and mattresses. Stop by or call today. Battenberg Furniture Store.
Well, welcome back to Lakeland High School. Bob Ide, Chris Gaharski, Aaron Dugan on the sidelines, and what's turned into a chilly summer evening up at Chapman Lake, as expected. And all Cougars tonight, they're up 56-14 as we head into the fourth quarter. Scores coming in from around the Lackawanna and Wyoming Valley Conference. Opening night of high school football. Glad you could join us. Thank you to all of our sponsors to make this season possible. And we do have a full season coming up for you right here on MyTV WQMY. And if you want to find out about that, go to fox56.com for our schedule. So Valley View going to exchange some players in and out. Lakeland as well. And a little bit of a drive going on for the Cougars.
Schmiegel made that tackle, Bob. He actually had a pretty good game tonight. He made some plays early, but just not enough on that Lakeland defense to stop Valley View's high-powered offense this evening.
Manchak, number 23, and another sophomore in there. You can tell how good that freshman team was last year, Chris, that you mentioned.
Yeah, they were undefeated last year, including beating Delaware Valley, who won Division I freshman title. And again, they have a lot of kids who are going to contribute this year from that freshman team, and bodes well for Valley View's future here over the next couple of years.
Future on the field for both teams. So the Cougars inside the red zone. Good blocking up front.
Yeah, from the backup lineman. Valley View knew that was going to be their strength this year, Bob. Again, they brought back 3 starters, another kid who played a lot last year. And listen, you can always bring kids back. Doesn't mean you're necessarily going to be good, but they brought some quality players back from, that got experience last year. They were part of some success. And that's what's going to drive the Cougars. While their younger kids get a little bit more mature and get more experience, Valley View's offensive line and defensive line will hold the fort.
Manchak knocking on the door again. And the side judge says he's in. Touchdown, Valley View. And George Juanes is not running up the score, but you got to let the kids play too.
Yeah, it's the JV game now. Yep. I mean, that's just what it is. You can't tell the kid to just stop running.
Nope.
with 9 minutes left in the game. And this kid's a thrill for him. First varsity touchdown for him as well. And obviously, lopsided score tonight, but Valley View's just a better team at this point. And Valley View's going to take a timeout. I don't think they had enough players out there, Bob. Special teams now, you do have some backups in special teams too, so sometimes you got to get a little organized. And that's what Coach wants. He's going to make sure that everybody who's supposed to be on the field is there. And hey, you got to practice extra points too. Get these kids experience.
How about the Cougars' progression? 2015, they went in the Eastern Conference semifinals, finished 6-5 last year. The record didn't indicate 7-5, but they were one of the better teams at the end of the season. Lost to North Pocono in the District 2 for a final. And now this year, you keep it moving, keep striding up. You talk about Division 2, and it's going to be tough right around there with all the teams in there with Prep and North Pocono, West Scranton. But we're, you said they're might be a favorite for it.
I think that the three teams, North Pocono, West Scranton, and Valley View, any one of them could win the district this year. I really feel that. I think the strength is up here in the Lackawanna League, although Dallas and Berwick might have something to say about that. And hey, another extra point. How about that?
Another extra point. 9-11 remaining in this game. Valley View looking to go to 1-0 on the year, and we'll be right back.
Dominic's Pizza and Hoagies has 2 convenient locations in German and Carbondale. If you're looking for great food and a terrific atmosphere, try Dominic's. They have the best pizza in the area, and local delivery is free.
Quarter moon tonight. Chris, did you check out the eclipse this week?
Yeah.
You didn't look right into it, right?
No, I did
Okay.
not. I actually, my good buddy Scott McIntyre usually does the games for Valley View. He's not here tonight. He's watching his son play up at St. John Fisher, but he works at Gentex. He got that tint glass.
Okay.
So you can look right at it. So that was pretty cool.
Flagged down, and I think this might be offsides on the kick for the Cougars.
And of course, my broadcast crew's here tonight. We do all the Valley View games.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Baysdale now 50%.
And NEPAfootball.com.
I was going to say, NEPAfootball.com.
Yeah, got Randy Castellani does our color for us. So like I mentioned, Scott usually does play-by-play. And Mike O'Brien's sitting in tonight. Does the Penguin games, helping us out tonight. So.
Well, Chris, we're glad you could get away from that to join us.
I just need to make sure they didn't mess up. That's why I came to this game.
Okay.
Now they're doing a great job. All our guys do.
Well, next week we'll have your dad in the booth with us, the Hall of Fame coach.
You can call him that now.
Yep.
His 6th Hall of Fame. He's not gonna like I said that, but it's the truth.
They will be down at Berwick, of course. Get to see the dogs.
See the dogs. Dog pound.
Oh, late flag coming in, probably on the hit. You don't want to see anything now get out of hand. And we'll see the Lakeland offense come back on. Some of the younger guys.
Yeah, again, just unnecessary at this point of the game. And referees, like you said, Bob, they're going to call a little close to the vest here. And
George Juanit's high-fiving his kicker, and he should tonight, both of them. They've both done a fantastic job.
Again, I'm telling you, if you watched Valley View football last year, they had so many problems. In fact, they lost 13-12 last year. Missing both.
Yep.
Well, they missed one extra point, I believe.
It was blocked at the end.
Yeah.
It was blocked.
So, I mean, but it was a problem all year.
Yep. So the freshman grabs it again. Nice yardage. He's played well tonight. Time now, let's go through the league. Chris, get your opinion and see what we have going into week number 1. Delaware Valley, big win tonight. Scranton beating Wyoming Valley West. Well, Paul Pack and Abington Heights, the defending 5A champs. How do you see Division I playing out?
Well, I think DV's the favorite, but now after watching what Scranton did to Wyoming Valley West tonight, I got to think the Knights are going to be a factor. Paul Pack's still very young. They're going to struggle. Abington obviously graduated 22 seniors from last year, and I think it's a rebuilding year for Joe Repshis, but I think now Scranton could challenge DV in that division.
So this is Barrett. Shane Barrett, good yardage for Lakeland, down to the 15. They're into the red zone, are the Chiefs.
And that's why Coach Wasilchik brought Barrett up. That's a freshman. I mean, you saw that run right there, what he's capable of. I mean, he's going to be a 4-year player here at Lakeland.
So we talked, skirted around Division II, but Honesdale's playing well. Valley View, North Pocono, Prep, Western Wayne winning tonight. West Scranton, you know, they're playing against, Dunmore, but they're holding their own. So, hey, I think that's an open division, but the way Valley View's playing tonight, you have to put them up there.
Well, Scranton Prep's the favorite. They're defending 3A champions. North Pocono's defending 4A champions. But Valley View and West will be right there. I think Honesdale's going to be better. And Western Wayne's impressive tonight, beating Carbondale at home. Don't forget they lost their 3-year starter quarterback. Yep. So I think Western Wayne and Honesdale will be all right. But I think those top 4 are going to really have a battle this year. Division II, very competitive.
And as you said, maybe in the district, whoever comes out of Division II, either 1 or 2 might be the favorite.
If you remember last year, North Pocono actually finished 4th in the division last year, and they won the district. They lost to both West and West and Valley View and Scranton Prep during the regular season, but they played their best football at the end of the season. That's what you have to do.
We will have them against West coming up in about 4 weeks, I think, up at Moscow. This is Barrett being stood up. So that now brings us to the biggest division in Lackawanna League, Division III, which this team, Lakeland, will go right into next week.
Yeah, they'll take on Holy Cross on Saturday afternoon. And obviously, Dunmore is the favorite here. Dunmore winning the division last year, going into the state playoffs, winning the district, going to the state playoffs, winning a couple games there. I think Gold Forge is back. I think they're going to be competitive. Yep. I believe Lackawanna Trail, despite the loss of a lot of their skill players, they got a big win tonight over Mid-Valley, who I think is going to be competitive. Well, Montrose is going to be better. I think it's going to be a down year for Riverside, and of course we're seeing Lakeland struggle here tonight.
So that's how the Lackawanna Football Conference shapes up. And Dupree's going to try to throw it. The freshman doing his best hurdle job here. We've had a lot of great hurlers coming out of Lakeland, but I don't know if they've been 6'5".
And the flag came in because I don't think you're allowed to do that. No, I don't think you are. And that's a safety issue right there. I know Dupree's just trying to make a play, but when you're going spike first, that's a dangerous play. And I think I'm surprised. No, they're going to wave it off. Maybe not. Nope. I didn't think you were allowed to do that, but I don't know all the rules, so. It's an athletic play, no doubt about that.
I'll tell you what, it looked impressive.
6'5", it makes him about 7'2" there, getting up that high. Never really made contact either, though, so maybe that's why they waved it off. If you remember...
Shows how athletic, though, he is.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, again, another freshman brought up. Jeff Wasilchik's not going to bring up kids if they're not ready. And he's got 4 kids who are going to be impact players this year as freshmen. They're going to play, and they're going to get it done.
He brings the other freshman in as the quarterback. This is Barrett, who had a nice run before. This is Jake Barrett. On 4th down, and he'll stop the clock momentarily to see if it's a first down for Lakeland.
And I don't think they got it. I think they're a little short. And Valley View will get the ball back on downs.
So, Chris, we talked about in the middle of the weekend, we talked about the 0-3 start for Valley View and how important it would be to start the season strong. They're making a statement here tonight against maybe a younger Lakeland team, but still 1-0 looks good.
No doubt, after going, again, 0-3 last year, and it doesn't get easy. I mean, they got these 2 6A teams in the Lackawanna League coming up the next 2 weeks. They're home against Delaware Valley, and we'll find out how good the Cougars really are next week, because Delaware Valley and our website is #1 ranked team. Scranton, very impressive tonight. They have them in week 3. That'll tell us a lot about Valley View, those week 2 and week 3. But definitely, if you're a Cougar fan or you're the Cougar coaches, you feel very confident going into next week against the Warriors.
So another new back in there. Damian Little, a sophomore. So here's what Valley View has coming up. And boy, again, Delaware Valley won today. Scranton beating Valley West. Not going to be easy the first 3 games.
No, and that's why they were 0-3 last year. I mean, if you think about how good Lakeland was last year and how good Delaware Valley was, and Scranton at that time was playing good football. Jacob Watts was still healthy at that time. So, yeah, it was an 0-3 start, but it wasn't that much of a surprise because they played 3 good football teams, and they got things going against Pittston and went on a little run there. So, I mean, this year, though, I think they have a chance to maybe do even better than 1 win, which they're going to get tonight.
Yeah, we'll see Valley View again against Abington, as you saw, September 22nd. The Comets taking on the Cavaliers tomorrow, their rivalry game. That's 2:30 tomorrow at the Pit.
Another running back getting the ball, Kane Bennett for Valley View. Another kid getting his first varsity carry. Well, that's the one thing about blowouts, though, Bob. You do get to get young kids some playing time.
Yeah.
And it's a thrill for some of these kids to be finally under the lights. I mean, you play your freshman career and your junior career. You play Sunday afternoon games or Monday afternoon games. And this is what it's about. This is what they play Friday Night Lights. And now these kids getting their first action. And of course, the Valley View kids having a lot more fun tonight. But it's still a thrill for all of them.
So Aaron Dugan, when the clock hits 0, we'll have our players of the game. And Chris, we kind of went off the board a little bit. We go Brian Durkin. Why is that?
Well, if you look at all the people who scored,
yeah,
you got to give credit to the offensive line. And I thought he was their best offensive lineman tonight. He really did a great job. And I wanted to give it to all the offensive linemen because they deserve it. I mean, but he's symbolic because I think he is their best offensive lineman overall. And tonight he showed that on the field. So we couldn't pick a back because they were all scoring.
They all scored. That's right.
Vernon, Jones, Fuller, the quarterback, Cordish. Everybody was getting in the action, but you can do that when you have a very good offensive line, and that was the story tonight.
And then our spotlight player of the game was Sam Pitzman. We'll give it to him. He made some great tackles. He was in the backfield. He was harassing Perino, harassing the backs. And he one of the best linebackers in the league.
And he scored a touchdown too on offense.
Yeah.
But you're right. I mean, we said that coming in. 105 tackles last year. He might have 150 this year when it's all over because he's just that type of player. Around the football all the time. Physical. We heard that one hit all the way up here. You mentioned getting into the backfield.
He had a sack.
I mean, no doubt on defense, they rally to Sam Pitzman. And that's what you need. You need a leader like that defense who leads by example. Sam's not a vocal kid, but he leads by example. And obviously tonight he did his job.
Wait till you see his hair.
I saw the hair.
Oh, yeah. Wait till make sure Aaron takes when he interviews
him.
You
can't have the helmet on, right?
Yeah, got to take the helmet off.
He's got the football haircut, right?
So we're under 2 minutes. Again, Valley View takes on Delaware Valley next week, and we have a chance. We'll take it the Lakeland schedule as they'll head right into Division III play.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing about Division III. You play 9 league games, 1 non-league game. Lakeland gets theirs out of the way here in week 1, so it'll be league play the whole way. And it's they get Holy Cross, who's a program that's struggled, so that might be helpful to Jeff Wasilchik next Saturday. And Valley View is going to take a knee, Bob, here, and we will not see another play run from scrimmage. We'll see a couple knees and finish things off here tonight.
Hey, here's the Chiefs' schedule the rest of the season.
Yeah, I mean,
no easy games.
They're headed to the Borough of Dunmore back-to-back weeks. And, obviously Holy Cross, new coach Dave Gatto, who I think will do a good job there. He's a good football man. And then you got the Bucks and Jack Henses, and obviously that was the game of the year last year, both games, in the playoffs and the regular season. Lakeland gave them everything the Bucks could handle, and Lakeland was a little bit short. And this year we'll have to see. I mean, Dunmore obviously one of the favorites, although they did struggle again with West tonight, but I think that's more of a credit to West than a reflection of how good Dunmore is. I didn't get a final yet, but it's got to be getting there in the fourth quarter. In fact, Dunmore's up 28-12 at this point, so they have started to pull away in the second half.
Last play of the game coming up. All Cougars right from the opening kick. Great field position. They scored on their first couple possessions of the game. 2 big pick sixes, a block punt.
And finishing drives.
Yep.
They were up 21-0 because they finished 3 drives. And that's what Coach Wants wanted to see, that red zone efficiency. He got it tonight. He's going to hope that carries on in the future weeks for the Cougars.
So that's the last play. The final score will read Valley View 63 and Lakeland 14. So a lot of bright players on the Lakeland side. The youth movement is going to be very good. Might take a season or 2. Chiefs will be back, and they will compete in Division III of the Lackawanna Football Conference. Valley View will await the Warriors. And we're awaiting Aaron Dugan with our players of the game. Aaron.
Well, Bob, let's first start with Brian Durkin, that line doing work tonight. Talk to me about how hard you guys worked in the offseason.
So hard. I mean, we were working hard in the weight room. We all got all of our strengths up. And in the offseason, we really pushed it, I think.
Yeah, you can definitely tell you guys creating holes all over the place. How about some of the other facets of this team you really like?
The whole line, Connor Judge, Mike Spashinelli, EJ Alco, John Snippus, we all brought it tonight. So I thought we all brought it.
How good did it feel to get out here underneath the lights? You wait all offseason for it.
Felt so good at home. I woke up this morning, I had butterflies, but after the first play, I was all good.
So week 1, you know, what's the key to calming down and then taking it step by step?
Having an off day tomorrow will help, and then come back Sunday, knowing our weaknesses in film, and then just carry it from there from this week.
Well, a great job tonight. Thanks for your time.
Thank you so much.
All right, let's move on to our next player of the game, Sam Pitzman. Talk to me about the performance of this team. Was this a statement tonight?
We would like it to be. Last year it got away from us. We've been working very hard. Coach has been working really hard to get us in spots where we wanted to play, and we're going to keep grinding, and next week's a different animal, though.
So what is the key to taking this step by step, not getting ahead of yourself?
Just got to keep working hard. Coach Wants, great coach, the whole coaching staff got us all ready tonight, and we just got to keep moving forward and working hard on Sunday's film. Got to start from there.
Where would you like to see this team go? I know it's early, but how good is this team?
We're still young. We still have a lot of experience that we still have to get. We just got to keep going and going every week, and just hopefully playoffs. It'd be nice.
All right, great game tonight.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, let's go back up to you guys.
Those are Battenberg Furniture players of the game. Thank you, Aaron, for everything you've done. And I mentioned that hair because he had curly hair media day. Now he shaved his head. Get into that football mode is Sam Pitzman. So the Cougars move to 1-0 on this season. They take care of their rivals tonight. The final score, once again, 63-14. Next week, we hit the road down to Berwick as the Dogs entertain the Mountaineers. Will be on the air at 7 o'clock. So this has been the Wendy's Friday Night Rivals Game of the Week. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next week in Dog Country.
You're watching Wendy's Friday Night Rivals on MyTV WQMY.